GoogleAdsStrategy.com.
Hello and welcome to the Google Ads Strategy Show, where I answer your questions about Google Ads. I'm your host, Kyle Sullerud, and if you have a question that you would like to ask about Google Ads, go to GoogleAdsStrategy.com and you can submit your question there. Today I'm going to be answering the question, how much should I spend on Google Ads? And this is probably the most common question that I get, at least from prospects and potential clients, because people, they want to know. You just want to know, right? You want someone to tell you, this is how much you should be spending on your ads. And yes, with some experience, especially if you've had experience in a certain city, with a certain type of business, you should have some idea of how much to spend on your ads. But really, I can't give a definite answer to anyone as far as a dollar amount that you should be spending on your ad. It's more about, how much can you spend to make the most profit possible? Because that's how much you should be spending on your ads. If spending $100 a day means you're going to reap the most profits, that's what you should be spending. If you'll be more profitable spending $1,000 a day, that's what you should be spending. If you're not profitable at $100 a day, but you could be profitable at $10 per day, then that's what you should be spending, is $10 per day. Whatever it is for your business that is going to create the most profitable campaign, that's what you should be spending. Now, that's easy for me to say, right? I understand. You need to start somewhere. And in my opinion, that somewhere that you start should just be an amount that's comfortable for you. And really what I would advise is it should be an amount, if we're talking about a monthly budget, your first month's budget should be an amount that you are completely comfortable losing. If nothing works out in the campaign, if nothing goes right, you should be fine taking that loss. You shouldn't plan for a monthly budget that requires you to make an immediate return on that investment, because things don't always work out, and you don't want to be dependent on something that is unfamiliar to you. If you've never made money running Google Ads for your business, if you've never done that profitably, then that's not something you can count on. You should count on nothing working. You should plan for nothing working. So then when it does, you're going to be way ahead. So for starters, you should just start with an amount that you are comfortable losing. Maybe that's $10 a day. Maybe that's $100 a day, $500 a day, whatever that is for you. It should be an amount you're comfortable losing. And if you're working with someone who is experienced, maybe we don't need a whole month to figure out if something is going to work or not. Maybe they'll be able to tell you within a couple weeks how well the campaign is going to do. So in that case, you could plan for a shorter period of time for testing, but that initial test phase should always be done with a amount that you're completely comfortable losing in case nothing works out. Now, once things do start to work out, that's when you want to start making adjustments to the budget. If things are really profitable for you at whatever amount you're spending, well, for the most part, by spending more, by investing more in the campaign, you're going to be able to get more traffic. Now, how it usually works also is as you're spending more, your profit margin does decrease. In order to get in front of more and more people, we sometimes need to pay more for that privilege. There might be some low-hanging fruit for us, but as we expand and reach into new types of targeting, new audiences, new keywords, if we want to increase our position on the page, this all takes more money. So as you're spending more, keep in mind your profit margin might go down. It probably will. Don't be alarmed by this. This is normal. The profit margin isn't what's important here. What really is important is your overall profit. Okay, if I can spend 10 times as much and my profit margin goes down a little bit, that's fine because my overall profit is going to go up. So the more you can profitably spend, the better it's going to be. There's always going to be some type of sweet spot where, yes, you don't want to just keep spending more indefinitely. At some point, the profits that are coming from the campaign will start to diminish. So there's going to be a sweet spot in spending where you are maximizing that spend in a way where you're getting the most profit possible. Okay? And that's not going to be a static point. That's always going to be changing also. But eventually you'll get to a point where you figure out a budget that seems to be producing the most profits for you. And then you work on optimizing the campaign within that budget. But you need to focus on profit. I can't tell you how much you should spend on your ads. It's going to be up to your results. It's going to depend on how profitable the campaign is. And at the start, it's going to just depend on how comfortable you are spending a certain amount of money, knowing that there's always a possibility that it's not going to work, that you're not going to get anything back from it, so you need to be comfortable losing it. That's what I have for today's show. Again, my name is Kyle Sullerud, and this is the Google Ads Strategy Show, and I will talk to you later.